Welcome to today's video, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare Jefferson Nickels. In this special episode, we'll uncover the top 7 most valuable and ultra-rare Jefferson Nickels ever minted, each with its own unique story, historical charm, and incredible market value. Whether you're a passionate collector or just starting your numismatic journey, get ready, because these coins aren't just pocket change. They're pieces of American history worth thousands of dollars. First up, in the dim light of history, certain coins tell stories that go far beyond their face value, stories of craftsmanship, of wartime uncertainty, and of America's evolving economy. The 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is one such story. Found often in the most unexpected of places, tucked away in jars, drawers, or long-forgotten boxes, this coin represents the early legacy of a design that would define American coinage for decades. While at first glance it may seem ordinary, its age, design lineage, and survival through more than 8 decades make it a piece worth examining closely. Even in dirty, heavily circulated condition, this nickel speaks volumes about a moment in U.S. history when the nation stood on the brink of monumental change. The year 1940 was a time when the world teetered between peace and global conflict. The United States had not yet entered World War II, but tensions were high, and production across industries was already adapting to wartime demands. At the Philadelphia Mint, the origin of all coins without a mint mark, millions of Jefferson Nickels were struck that year, continuing a design series first introduced in 1938. This was a period when the country needed durable, accessible coinage for everyday commerce, and the nickel served as a symbol of stability. The Philadelphia Mint was the primary hub of coin production, and each strike carried the nation's confidence into the pockets of its people. Yet, over time, few 1940 nickels have survived in collectible condition, particularly those that were never cleaned or preserved. Their story is not just about mintage numbers, but about endurance of metal, design, and memory. Looking closely at the design, the obverse of the 1940 Jefferson nickel presents a strong left-facing profile of President Thomas Jefferson, sculpted by Felix Schlag. Schlag's vision was to capture Jefferson's dignified character, drawn from the marble bust by Jean Antlin Howdon. Surrounding Jefferson's portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty 1940", arranged in perfect symmetry to emphasize national ideals. On the reverse side lies the magnificent image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, detailed with careful attention to its columns, dome, and steps. Beneath it reads the word Monticello, with 5 cents and United States of America below. Though simple, the design is rich in symbolism, representing both Jefferson's intellect and the architectural grace of early American ideals. The coin's nickel-copper composition gives it a dull silver tone, and in heavily worn or dirty condition, much of its original luster fades to a dark, aged patina that tells of its long journey through hands and decades. When it comes to rarity, the 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark stands apart not because of low mintage, since over 176 million were made, but because of how few have survived in collectible grades. Decades of circulation, oxidation, and neglect have eroded many details, leaving only a small number of coins with sharp features and original texture. In dirty, uncleaned condition, this coin often goes unnoticed by casual holders, yet for the trained eye, it is an authentic relic of pre-war America. Coins from this period that retain even traces of their original shine, with defined steps on Monticello or clear lettering around Jefferson's profile, are particularly coveted. The rarity lies not in quantity, but in quality. Finding one in such aged condition that still speaks through the grime is like uncovering a whisper from the past. Collectors have long appreciated the 1940 Jefferson nickel for its place in the series' early years. It is not part of the wartime silver alloy issues, nor one of the later reissues, but rather a foundation piece, a bridge between the past and the turbulent years to come. Enthusiasts of the Jefferson Nickels series recognize that early strikes from 1938 to 1942 hold special significance, representing the untouched purity of Schlag's original vision before wartime composition changes. This coin, even when worn and dirty, stands as a testament to the design's endurance. It reminds collectors why the Jefferson series remains one of the most collected in U.S. coin history: accessible, symbolic, and deeply tied to the American story. Today, the market for a 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark varies greatly depending on preservation and appearance. In heavily circulated, dirty condition, it may fetch a modest price, yet even such examples are growing rarer as decades pass. Coins that retain moderate detail and have been carefully preserved can range in value from around $700 to $3,800, depending on the grading and visual appeal. Higher-end specimens, particularly those with clear steps on Monticello and minimal wear, have been known to command prices near the upper range of this spectrum in auctions and collector markets. The key factors influencing value are strike quality, surface condition, and originality. And as time goes on, even imperfect examples become increasingly sought after by both veteran and new collectors. For those seeking to collect this historical piece, attention to detail is crucial. Always examine the coin under soft light. Look for the clarity of Jefferson's cheek and jawline, the legibility of the word Monticello, and any remaining luster that may hint at the coin's early life. Avoid harsh cleaning, as it can strip away patina and reduce value. Collectors should also focus on authentic grading from reputable services like PCGS or NGC, especially for coins that appear unusually well preserved. Searching through estate sales, older family coin jars, or local antique shops can sometimes yield surprises. The 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark still hides in plain sight across the country, waiting to be rediscovered. As we close this chapter of numismatic history, the 1940 Jefferson nickel stands as more than a small piece of metal. It is a living artifact of America's pre-war resilience and artistic integrity. From its dignified portrait to its architectural grace, every detail reflects a nation poised on the edge of transformation. Whether found shining in a holder or dull and dirty in the palm of your hand, it holds a quiet value that transcends numbers. And as collectors know, each coin tells a story, one that continues into the next discovery. So stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll explore another fascinating piece of American coinage, one that hides its rarity behind the most ordinary of faces. Next up, among the many coins that have defined America's mid-century numismatic history, few capture the attention of collectors quite like the 1952 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a time of post-war transition, this coin represents a convergence of artistry, precision, and historical continuity. It is one of those pieces that, while common in appearance, hides immense value in its highest grades and rare varieties. For serious collectors, the 1952 Jefferson nickel stands as both a cornerstone of the series and a reminder of America's industrial confidence in the early Cold War years. Its enduring appeal lies not just in its metallic beauty, but in its ability to bridge the gap between ordinary circulation and extraordinary rarity. A coin that remains highly sought after in auctions and private collections for its remarkable preservation and subtle variations. The early 1950s were a period of profound change in the United States. The nation had emerged victorious from World War II and was rapidly transforming into a modern economic powerhouse. In 1952, the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest and most prolific in the country, continued the production of the Jefferson nickel, a design that had by then become an American staple. While millions were minted for general circulation, the Philadelphia issues, lacking any mint mark, carried a certain understated prestige, symbolizing the original heart of American coinage. It was also a time when minting practices were improving, yet still prone to slight variations and die imperfections, details that, decades later, would make certain examples exceptionally valuable. Unlike war-era nickels, the 1952 issue returned to its pre-war copper-nickel composition, signaling a return to normalcy and confidence after years of alloy shortages. The design of the 1952 Jefferson nickel retained the artistry of Felix Schlag's original concept introduced in 1938. On the obverse, the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson exhibits a dignified balance of realism and idealism, framed by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty 1952." Schlag's design subtly evolved over the years as minting techniques improved, giving later strikes like this one a more refined appearance. The reverse features Jefferson's beloved Monticello, an image that has become one of the most enduring motifs in U.S. coinage. Every column, dome, and step reflects Schlag's architectural precision and Jefferson's vision of classical harmony. The coin measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5 grams, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a metallic blend chosen for its durability and luster. In high-grade specimens, the reflective sheen and sharp detail of the steps on Monticello can elevate the coin, aesthetic and numismatic value dramatically. What makes the 1952 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel particularly fascinating is not only its design, but its rarity in exceptional condition. Though more than 64 million were struck, very few have survived with pristine details due to the softness of nickel and the heavy use of these coins in commerce. The challenge for collectors lies in finding examples that retain full luster and sharply defined steps, a condition known among specialists as full steps or 5FS6FS. These rare examples, often preserved in mint sets or untouched rolls, represent only a small fraction of the original mintage. In addition, subtle die variations and strike anomalies have been documented, adding to the intrigue for specialists who study die states and early strikes. The combination of scarcity in high grade and strong historical resonance makes the 1952 issue a quiet treasure of mid-century numismatics. In today's collector market, the 1952 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark commands impressive value, particularly in superb uncirculated grades. While an average circulated piece may hold modest worth, a gem-quality example certified by NGC or PCGS can achieve remarkable prices. Coins displaying full steps and brilliant surfaces have been known to sell in the range of $850 to $4,600, depending on grading and market conditions. Auction results over the past decade have shown consistent upward trends, especially for coins with original tunning or mirror-like luster. The scarcity of top-grade survivors, combined with the growing interest in mid-century U.S. coinage, ensures that the 1952 Jefferson nickel remains a strong performer in the collector marketplace. Its value is supported not by hype, but by genuine scarcity and enduring collector demand, the hallmarks of a true numismatic classic. For collectors seeking to add this piece to their portfolio, attention to authenticity and condition is paramount. Examining strike quality under proper lighting reveals much about the coin's life and preservation. Look for crisp lettering around the edges, well-defined hairlines on Jefferson's portrait, and the clarity of the steps on Monticello. These are the marks of a superior strike. Avoid polished or cleaned coins, as they lose both eye appeal and market value. Certification by professional grading services offers assurance of authenticity and accurate condition assessment, which can make a significant difference in resale or investment potential. Coins should be stored in inert holders or capsules to prevent oxidation, as nickel surfaces are prone to subtle spotting and discoloration over time. The enduring charm of the 1952 Jefferson nickel lies in its ability to embody a nation's history within a modest 5-cent piece. Its surfaces carry the memory of an era defined by post-war optimism, industrial might, and artistic continuity. From the careful engraving of Monticello to the clean lines of Jefferson's visage, the coin stands as a miniature monument to American ideals. It reminds collectors that even in times of global uncertainty, the pursuit of beauty, order, and craftsmanship never ceased. The more one studies this coin, the clearer it becomes that its value extends far beyond its metal. It is a tangible connection to a moment when America's confidence shone bright, and its artistry found expression in every detail. In the world of coin collecting, where passion meets history, the 1952 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark continues to shine as a symbol of quiet rarity and enduring worth. It bridges the gap between accessibility and exclusivity, a coin that the average person could once hold in their hand, now treasured in the showcases of serious collectors. Its balanced blend of design, history, and scarcity ensures that its appeal will never fade. And as we turn the page to our next exploration of America's hidden treasures, we'll uncover another remarkable coin whose story, like the 1952 Jefferson nickel, reveals how even the smallest details can carry the weight of history. Next up, among the many Jefferson nickels minted throughout the 20th century, the 1956 D from the Denver Mint holds a particularly distinguished place in American numismatics. It represents a turning point between the classic mid-century design era and the evolving precision of modern coinage. Collectors regard this coin not merely for its face value or design, but for its exceptional quality in limited high-grade conditions. While millions were produced, very few survive with the sharp definition and radiant surfaces that set true gem specimens apart. The 1956 D Jefferson nickel's allure lies in its subtle combination of historical character, aesthetic harmony, and an elusive level of perfection. A coin that, in the right state of preservation, commands tremendous respect and value in the numismatic world today. The year 1956 was an era of quiet strength and technological advancement in the United States. The nation was firmly in its post-war boom, the economy was thriving, and confidence in American industry was at its peak. At the Denver Mint, production standards had reached new levels of efficiency, turning out vast quantities of coinage to meet the growing needs of an expanding population. Yet even with this industrial progress, the Jefferson nickel retained its traditional artistry and symbolic design, a tribute to American innovation and leadership. This period saw the U.S. Mint experimenting with improved die polishing and striking techniques, leading to a few notably sharp and well-defined issues that are now prized among collectors. Unlike the Philadelphia coins, which carried no mint mark, the Denver pieces bore the small but significant D on the reverse, a simple letter that today denotes one of the most sought-after Jefferson nickels of the decade. When it comes to design, the 1956 D Jefferson nickel continues Felix Schlag's timeless vision, first introduced in 1938. The obverse features the noble left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a statesman whose ideals of democracy and intellect resonate through every curve and contour of Schlag's sculpture. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty 1956," separated by a graceful star. The reverse side presents Jefferson's beloved Monticello, rendered in fine architectural detail, its columns, dome, and steps a study in neoclassical symmetry. The coin measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5 grams, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend that gives it a subtle silver hue and impressive durability. In high-grade examples, the mirrored fields and deeply struck steps on Monticello shimmer with extraordinary clarity, marking them as among the most beautiful mid-century American coins ever produced. The rarity of the 1956 D Jefferson nickel does not arise from limited mintage, over 67 million were struck, but from the scarcity of well-preserved, fully struck examples. Many coins from this period suffered from weak strikes, die erosion, or careless handling, leaving few with the sharply defined full steps that collectors seek. The Denver Mint's high-speed production often compromised precision, making any coin with a complete Monticello staircase a remarkable survivor. Furthermore, certain die varieties and striking anomalies, such as double die obverses or unusually strong reverses, contribute to the coin's mystique. Only a small fraction of these coins, preserved in pristine condition since their minting, achieve the flawless luster and detail necessary to qualify as truly exceptional. It is this combination of technical rarity and artistic perfection that elevates the 1956 D issue to elite status among Jefferson Nickels. In today's marketplace, the 1956 D Jefferson nickel in high grade can command significant prices, reflecting the growing appreciation for mid-century coinage in top condition. While lower-grade circulated examples remain affordable, certified uncirculated coins with strong eye appeal and full-step detail often sell for $900 to $4,400, depending on the grading and strike quality. At major auctions, a handful of PCGS or NGC graded MS67 full steps specimens have reached or even exceeded the upper end of this range, setting impressive records for a 5-cent coin. The upward trend is driven by both scarcity and collector sophistication. Modern numismatists increasingly value technical excellence, and the 1956 D nickel represents one of the finest expressions of that ideal. Its market performance over recent years has remained steady, with premium-grade examples showing consistent appreciation as more collectors recognize the difficulty of finding such well-preserved Denver strikes. For collectors eager to acquire a 1956 D Jefferson nickel, precision and caution are essential. Authenticity should always be verified by trusted grading authorities such as PCGS, NGC, or ANACS, as counterfeit mint marks or altered surfaces occasionally appear in the market. When examining raw coins, look for a clean, lustrous surface with minimal contact marks and clear, uninterrupted steps on Monticello. The full steps designation is particularly valuable, often doubling or tripling a coin's worth. Proper storage is also key. Coins should be housed in airtight holders or archival quality flips to prevent oxidation and surface spotting. Networking within coin shows, online numismatic forums, and reputable dealers can open doors to rare, high-end examples that seldom appear in general circulation. Patience often rewards the collector who knows when to buy and when to wait. Beyond its rarity, the 1956 D Jefferson nickel embodies a deeper symbolism. It represents a time when America was both stable and ambitious, a nation poised between tradition and modernity. Schlag's design, unaltered for decades, reflected an enduring respect for the values Jefferson stood for: knowledge, liberty, and balance. To hold such a coin is to hold a fragment of that optimism, a physical link to an era when craftsmanship and integrity defined American coinage. For many, this is what transforms the 1956 D nickel from a mere collectible into a personal treasure, not simply metal and minting, but meaning cast in copper and nickel. As collectors continue to rediscover the hidden beauty of 20th century coinage, the 1956 D Jefferson nickel remains a quiet yet powerful emblem of American artistry and endurance. Its blend of elegance, scarcity, and historical resonance ensures it will always command attention within serious collections. Whether displayed in a showcase or held between fingertips, it invites reflection on the delicate artistry of minting and the endurance of design. And as we turn to the next chapter of American numismatic history, we'll uncover another rare piece whose story, like this one, proves that even the smallest coins can carry the weight of a nation's legacy. Next up, the 1957 D Jefferson nickel stands as one of the most captivating issues of the post-war coinage era, admired for its craftsmanship, mint quality, and understated rarity in top condition. While the Jefferson series had already become a fixture in American coinage by this time, the Denver Mint's 1957 production holds a special place among collectors due to the exceptional eye appeal of its finest examples. Its subtle differences in luster, die sharpness, and overall preservation separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. To the casual observer, it may seem like any other nickel of the 1950s, but in the world of numismatics, the finest 1957D specimens are celebrated as miniature masterpieces. Their appeal lies not only in their beauty but in their scarcity, as only a handful of coins possess the razor-sharp details and glowing metallic surfaces that define the ultra-rare, high-grade survivors collectors pursue today. The year 1957 was a moment of optimism and innovation in American history. The nation was experiencing the prosperity of the Eisenhower era, a time when technological progress and cultural confidence shaped nearly every aspect of life, even coin production. The Denver Mint, one of the most efficient mints in the United States, was responsible for striking more than 136 million Jefferson Nickels that year. Though the mintage was large, only a small fraction were produced with the precision and clarity collectors now prize. The Mint's D mark, proudly placed on the reverse beside Monticello, identified coins from Denver's modernized facilities, where improved equipment and techniques were being tested. Yet, despite the technological advances, the human element, die wear, polishing, and striking pressure, created subtle variations that would later distinguish the finest from the rest. In many ways, the 1957 D nickel reflects both America's industrial strength and the individuality of craftsmanship that still existed within mass production. The artistry of the 1957 D Jefferson nickel is an enduring tribute to the genius of sculptor Felix Schlag, whose design first graced the 5-cent piece in 1938. The obverse displays Jefferson's noble profile facing left, rendered with soft realism and precision. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty 1957" frame his portrait, maintaining the classic balance that makes this design so recognizable. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's neoclassical home in Virginia, stands in perfect symmetry, its steps, columns, and dome embodying the ideals of order and reason Jefferson championed. The coin measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5 grams, and is composed of a durable copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel. When struck sharply, it possesses a remarkable silvery hue with hints of golden or violet toning, a result of both composition and age. In pristine condition, the reflective brilliance and crisp detail of the 1957 D nickel reveal the precision of mid-century American minting at its finest. Despite its relatively high mintage, true rarity emerges in the realm of preservation and strike quality. Many 1957 D nickels entered circulation immediately, experiencing the wear and friction that dulled their features. Over time, the Denver Mint's dies began to wear, resulting in soft details on later strikes, especially on the steps of Monticello. For this reason, collectors place immense value on full steps examples, where each stair on Jefferson's estate appears fully separated and distinct. Such coins are exceedingly difficult to find, as even minute striking deficiencies or abrasions can disqualify them. Additionally, minor die errors, including doubled dies and repunched mint marks, have been identified on some examples, increasing both interest and rarity. The survival of an untouched, sharply struck, fully lustrous 1957 D nickel today represents not just good fortune, but the preservation of mid-century minting perfection. Market value for the 1957 D Jefferson nickel has climbed steadily as collector awareness of high-grade rarity has grown. While average circulated examples remain common, top-graded coins, especially those certified as full steps, command significant premiums. A superb gem specimen graded MS-66 or higher can sell for anywhere between $1,100 and $4,800, depending on eye appeal, toning, and step sharpness. Exceptional examples with deep luster and perfect strikes have set impressive records at specialized auctions, reflecting a broader trend of rising interest in post-war American coinage. The price appreciation of the 1957 D is not driven by mintage scarcity, but by the incredible rarity of flawless survivors, coins that represent less than a fraction of a percent of the total produced. For investors and collectors alike, this combination of technical rarity and historical charm makes it a cornerstone of the Jefferson series. For those seeking to add a 1957 D Jefferson nickel to their collection, knowledge and patience are vital. Start by familiarizing yourself with what defines a strong strike: crisp hair detail on Jefferson, sharp window lines on Monticello, and clearly delineated steps. When possible, buy certified examples from reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC, as these provide both authenticity and consistent grading standards. Watch for attractive natural toning, which can enhance a coin, aesthetic and market value, but avoid artificially brightened or clean pieces. Storage in temperature-stable, airtight holders is essential to preserve luster and prevent surface oxidation. Collectors may also find opportunities at estate sales, online auctions, or specialized numismatic shows, where well-preserved mid-century nickels still occasionally emerge from old rolls and personal collections. Beyond its technical attributes, the 1957 D Jefferson nickel carries a certain poetic weight, a symbol of America's confidence and continuity. Its surfaces reflect the optimism of an era that celebrated progress without forgetting tradition. Each detail of Schlag's design, from Jefferson's calm expression to Monticello's timeless geometry, reminds collectors that art and history can coexist in the most unassuming objects. While the world has changed dramatically since 1957, the values that shaped this coin, craftsmanship, stability, and faith in the future, remain visible in every curve and contour. It is this combination of artistry and authenticity that keeps the 1957 D nickel relevant and revered across generations. In the end, the 1957 D Jefferson nickel is more than a 5-cent piece. It is a link to America's golden age of minting, a tangible echo of mid-century excellence preserved in metal. Its rarity and pristine form ensures that it will always hold a special place among serious collectors. With strong historical context, unmatched visual appeal, and steadily growing demand, this coin continues to captivate those who understand that true beauty often hides in plain sight. And as we journey further into the stories of American coinage, the next chapter will reveal yet another hidden gem, a coin whose legacy, like the 1957 D Jefferson nickel, tells a story of precision, pride, and enduring value. Next up, the 1959 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark holds a distinctive place in the world of American numismatics, standing as a testament to mid-century craftsmanship and the enduring legacy of the Jefferson series. While it might appear common at first glance, select examples of the 1959 no-mint mark nickel, particularly those struck with exceptional precision or bearing unique die characteristics, have achieved remarkable attention among collectors. Its understated appearance conceals a history of meticulous production at the Philadelphia Mint, and a legacy that connects the coin to a transformative era in U.S. coinage. Today, high-grade examples, especially those with sharp full-steps details on Monticello, command significant premiums, ranging from about $800 to as high as $4,600, depending on rarity and condition. The 1959 nickel emerged during a period of renewed economic optimism in post-war America. It was minted exclusively at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on its coins at the time. This was an era of technological progress and suburban growth, when coin collecting was quietly becoming a popular national hobby. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, had by 1959 become a familiar fixture in circulation, a coin Americans handled daily, often without realizing the artistry and historical resonance it represented. The coin linked contemporary citizens with the ideals of Thomas Jefferson, symbolizing both the democratic spirit and the pursuit of innovation that characterized the 1950s. The coin's design continued the enduring work of sculptor Felix Schlag, whose artistic vision gave the Jefferson nickel its timeless elegance. On the obverse, Jefferson's left-facing portrait is bold yet restrained, framed by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," alongside the date, 1959. The reverse features a detailed depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello, accompanied by the inscriptions "E.Pluribus Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America." The nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. What sets the 1959 issue apart is the exceptional sharpness found in some strikes, particularly those exhibiting the rare full steps designation, indicating that the fine lines at the base of Monticello are fully visible and unbroken, a hallmark of top-tier minting quality. The rarity of the 1959 no-mint-mark Jefferson nickel lies not in its mintage, which exceeded 27 million pieces, but in the scarcity of pristine, sharply struck and well-preserved examples. Over the decades, most circulated heavily, leaving few survivors with the crisp detail and clean surfaces sought by collectors. The full steps variant, especially those graded MS-66 or higher by professional grading services, is exceedingly difficult to find. Even minor die variations, such as die clashes, doubled dies, or planchet anomalies, can dramatically elevate a coin's desirability and value, making specific specimens ultra-rare within the broader population. Market performance for this coin has seen steady appreciation, driven by the ongoing demand for superior quality Jefferson nickels. In top uncirculated grades, a 1959 no-mint-mark nickel with full steps can fetch between $1,200 and $4,500, with record sales occasionally exceeding these figures when perfect luster, flawless surfaces, and strong strike definition converge. Lesser but still high-quality examples often sell in the $700 to $1,000 range. The increase in interest in registry set collecting, where collectors seek the finest graded examples of every issue, has only amplified the coin's value, transforming what was once ordinary pocket change into a prized collectible. For those interested in acquiring this coin, careful study and patience are crucial. Collectors should focus on finding examples with full design clarity, minimal contact marks, and unbroken steps on Monticello. Certification from trusted services such as PCGS or NGC adds legitimacy and ensures the coin's grade is accurately assessed. When handling or storing these nickels, use protective holders or archival quality flips to prevent environmental damage, as even small abrasions can significantly reduce value. Reputable auctions and specialized numismatic dealers remain the best venues for purchasing or appraising high-grade 1959 specimens, as they often have access to the finest known examples. The appeal of the 1959 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark extends beyond its metal composition. It's a coin that tells a story of American perseverance, artistry, and evolution in minting standards. For collectors, owning one represents more than an investment. It's a tangible connection to mid-20th century America, when craftsmanship and design merged with national symbolism. The intricate details, especially in well-preserved pieces, serve as a reminder of the mint's dedication to quality even during mass production. In conclusion, the 1959 no-mint-mark Jefferson nickel embodies the enduring charm and complexity of American numismatics. It may not commemorate a war or a presidential milestone, but its quiet rarity and graceful design have earned it a place among the most respected mid-century collectibles. With values rising steadily and high-grade examples becoming increasingly scarce, this nickel stands as both a historical artifact and a valuable asset. For modern collectors, it represents the perfect blend of historical depth, artistic beauty, and long-term investment potential. A coin that will only grow in prestige as the years progress. Next up, the 1960 Jefferson nickel from the Denver Mint stands as one of the most captivating mid-century issues in the entire Jefferson Nickels series. While millions were produced for circulation, a very small number possess a combination of sharp strike, luster, and pristine preservation that sets them apart as true numismatic treasures. Collectors highly prize these Denver-minted examples for their bold details and rich metallic sheen, characteristics that are rarely seen in typical circulated coins. The most exceptional 1960 Jefferson Nickels, especially those exhibiting the full steps designation, can command significant sums at auction, often ranging from $900 to over $4,700, depending on grade and strike quality. The coin's enduring appeal lies in its ability to bridge everyday Americana with high artistry and technical excellence, offering collectors a tangible connection to a time of national progress and minting precision. Minted during a pivotal period in U.S. history, the 1960 Jefferson nickel reflects an era of modernization and growth within both American society and the U.S. Mint itself. The Denver Mint, responsible for striking this issue, had by then become a symbol of technological efficiency, producing coins that would circulate across the expanding western United States. In 1960, America was transitioning into a new decade of economic optimism, scientific achievement, and global influence, themes subtly echoed in the careful craftsmanship of its coinage. While the coin did not commemorate a specific event, it carried forward the ideals of Thomas Jefferson: innovation, knowledge, and liberty, during a period when the U.S. was pushing boundaries both culturally and technologically, from space exploration to industrial design. Designed by the acclaimed sculptor Felix Schlag, the 1960 Jefferson nickel retained the classic aesthetic that had defined the series since 1938. The obverse features a dignified left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, rendered with subtle depth and character. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1960 encircle the portrait, while a small D mint mark appears just to the right, signifying its Denver origin. The reverse continues Schlag's architectural tribute to Jefferson's home, Monticello, capturing its neoclassical lines in remarkable miniature detail. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and weighs 5 grams. When struck with precision, the reverse steps of Monticello appear fully separated and distinct, an achievement of minting skill that marks the rarest and most coveted specimens. The rarity of the 1960 nickel lies not in its production figures, which exceeded 192 million pieces, but in the scarcity of top-grade, sharply struck examples. The Denver Mint often produced coins with slightly weaker strikes due to die wear and heavy output, meaning that finding one with perfect details, particularly full steps, is extraordinarily challenging. Over decades of circulation, contact marks, bag abrasions, and oxidation further diminished the survival of pristine specimens. Varieties such as the 1960 D/DD repunched mint mark have also added intrigue, offering collectors a glimpse into the minting imperfections and manual craftsmanship that characterized the era. High-grade survivors from early die states with brilliant luster and crisp details are exceptionally rare and represent the pinnacle of the 1960 issue. Market values for this coin have experienced consistent appreciation, especially as registry-set competition among Jefferson nickel collectors has intensified. Coins graded MS-66 or higher with full steps designation can easily surpass $1,500, while those in MS-67 full steps have reached upwards of $4,600 at major auctions. Even lower-grade mint state pieces, if they possess exceptional eye appeal, can command prices between $700 and $1,200. The strong demand for these high-quality Denver strikes stems from their combination of rarity and historical resonance. Each new auction record has reaffirmed the 1960 D. Jefferson Nickels position as a sleeper rarity, one that continues to surprise both seasoned investors and new collectors. For collectors seeking to acquire this elusive beauty, knowledge and precision are essential. The most important feature to look for is a sharp, uninterrupted set of steps at the base of Monticello, typically requiring magnification and good lighting to confirm. Certified coins from trusted grading agencies such as PCGS or NGC are strongly recommended, as authentication and grading accuracy can significantly affect market value. Proper storage in airtight holders or slabs prevents tarnish and surface degradation, preserving the nickel's original mint brilliance. Attending reputable numismatic conventions or specialized auctions is often the best avenue for obtaining an authentic high-grade specimen, as these venues attract coins with documented provenance and verifiable quality. The 1960 D. Jefferson nickel is more than just a collectible. It represents the enduring craftsmanship and vision of mid-century American coinage. It captures the blend of artistry, technology, and patriotic symbolism that defines U.S. minting history. Each well-preserved example tells the story of America's industrial evolution and the mint's pursuit of perfection in mass production. For collectors, the coin embodies not only tangible value, but also a piece of the American narrative, a connection between the past and the continuing pursuit of excellence in numismatics. In the broader landscape of American coins, the 1960 D. Jefferson nickel stands as a modest yet powerful testament to precision, rarity, and enduring aesthetic appeal. Its remarkable full steps examples continue to draw attention in the numismatic world, with values likely to rise further as collectors recognize the limited supply of premium specimens. Whether appreciated for its beauty, its technical significance, or its investment potential, the 1960 D nickel remains one of the most desirable Denver mint issues of the 20th century, a coin that shines brightly within both history and the modern collector's cabinet. Next up, the 1961 D. Jefferson nickel from the Denver Mint has earned a special place among collectors for its remarkable scarcity in top condition and its enduring historical charm. While millions were struck for everyday circulation, very few survived with the kind of precision and preservation that modern numismatists value most. The Denver Mint's 1961 issue stands out as one of the most challenging dates for the full steps designation, making it a true trophy coin within the Jefferson nickel series. Its combination of subtle design details, minting imperfections, and exceptional luster in high-grade examples has driven collector enthusiasm for decades. When found in pristine, fully struck condition, this coin can command impressive prices, often ranging between $1,200 and $4,800, depending on its grade and strike quality, making it one of the most desirable Jefferson nickels of the early 1960s. The historical setting in which the 1961 D. Jefferson nickel was minted gives it additional depth and intrigue. The early 1960s represented a transitional period for both American coinage and culture. The country stood on the brink of a new technological era, with the space race and rapid industrialization reshaping the national identity. At the same time, the U.S. Mint faced growing production demands as commerce expanded across a booming post-war economy. The Denver Mint, which produced over 229 million Jefferson nickels that year, relied on aging dies and high-speed machinery to meet demand, often at the expense of sharpness and detail. While the coin does not commemorate a specific event, it reflects the optimism and progress of an America ready to define a new decade. Each surviving example from this era serves as a quiet emblem of craftsmanship under pressure and of a nation balancing speed with precision. Designed by Felix Schlag, whose artistry had defined the Jefferson nickel since its inception in 1938, The 1961 D issue retains the classic motifs that have made this series an enduring favorite. On the obverse, Jefferson's dignified profile faces left, his features carefully sculpted to convey wisdom and leadership. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and 1961 frame the portrait in elegant symmetry, with the small D mint mark subtly placed to the right of the date. The reverse showcases the stately image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, rendered with architectural precision. The steps leading up to the building, when fully defined, serve as a hallmark of strike quality and collector desirability. The coin's composition remains the standard copper-nickel alloy, measuring 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5 grams. Yet its finest examples exhibit a satin-like brilliance and depth of detail rarely seen in mass-circulated pieces. What truly elevates the 1961 D. Jefferson nickel to legendary status is its rarity and high-grade, sharply struck form. Despite the high mintage, weak die strikes and heavy production pressure at the Denver Mint led to a majority of coins being poorly detailed, particularly on Monticello's steps. The full steps designation, awarded only to coins with completely defined lines, has become a defining measure of rarity and value for this issue. Even minor die deterioration or overpolishing could erase crucial details, meaning only a tiny fraction of coins survived with the precision collectors seek today. Additionally, die varieties such as repunched mint marks, DD, have added layers of complexity for specialists who enjoy the thrill of discovering subtle anomalies. The result is a coin that rewards both keen-eyed collectors and those who value the beauty of perfection achieved against odds. In today's market, the 1961 D. Jefferson nickel enjoys strong demand across all levels of collecting, but especially for certified mint state specimens with full steps. Auction records have consistently demonstrated its financial appeal, with coins graded MS-66 full steps realizing prices between $1,500 and $4,600, and the elusive MS-67 examples fetching even higher figures. Even uncirculated pieces without full steps can attract offers of $700 to $1,200, depending on luster and tunning. These prices reflect not only the scarcity of superb strikes, but also the growing recognition of the Jefferson Nickels series as a legitimate area for serious numismatic investment. The gradual increase in registry set participation has further fueled competition, ensuring that high-quality examples of this date remain among the most actively sought nickels of the mid-20th century. For collectors hopping to add a 1961 D. Jefferson nickel to their collection, attention to detail and careful selection are crucial. Coins with crisp, uninterrupted steps on Monticello's base are the gold standard, often requiring magnification to verify. Certification by reputable grading agencies like PCGS or NGC is essential for confirming authenticity and ensuring the accuracy of grade designations. It's also wise to store these coins in airtight, inert holders to prevent oxidation, as copper-nickel surfaces are prone to spotting and dulling over time. Collectors may also look for original mint luster, often a bright silver gray with hints of gold or blue tunning, since these natural colorations can enhance a coin's eye appeal and, in turn, its market value. Acquiring examples at reputable auctions or from well-documented numismatic dealers remains the safest approach. The 1961 D. Jefferson nickel occupies an important niche in U.S. coinage history, bridging the artistic tradition of early 20th century design with the industrial minting realities of the modern age. Its story is not merely about metal and strike, but about the delicate balance between craftsmanship and mass production. Each sharply struck survivor represents a small triumph of quality over quantity, embodying the mint's enduring pursuit of excellence even during its most demanding years. As collectors continue to reevaluate the Jefferson nickel's historical and artistic significance, coins like the 1961 D stand as tangible reminders of America's mid-century spirit of precision, pride, and progress. In the grand narrative of U.S. numismatics, the 1961 Jefferson Nickel has secured its place as both an aesthetic masterpiece and a benchmark of rarity. Its combination of elegant design, challenging production history, and limited high-grade survival makes it a cornerstone for advanced collectors and investors alike. With values continuing to climb and interest in full steps examples growing steadily, this Denver Mint issue remains a cornerstone of 20th century coinage. For those who appreciate the fusion of artistry, history, and enduring value, the 1961 nickel represents more than a collectible. It is a piece of America's numismatic soul, forever gleaming under the light of discovery.